Hey everyone, welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I am back with the Inspector Who Reacts. We are so excited to talk about this week's episode of The Mandalorian, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Thank you for bearing with us. We had some technical difficulties. As always, it wouldn't be a Sunday stream if we didn't have technical difficulties. But
I think some things sorted and all sorted out, but we're all good and all ready to go.
So, this episode.
This is the one we've been waiting for.
Yes, and what a surprise! We were just talking about this, I think, last weekend and the week before. I didn't think we were getting this episode until the end, like either the last episode or like the last two episodes.
Yeah, well, we did know, Dave Filoni and all that stuff was gonna be doing this episode, so we all predicted Ahsoka was gonna be in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't think she'd be right at the start.
Well, that too, yeah, you kind of expect there to be this build, like we're going to see her in the middle, maybe the end or towards the end, but it's like right off that boom, there she is.
Yeah. It's like, you know why you're here. We're just going to give it to you.
Yeah, he's like, Dave Filoni's like, we're not going to mess with you. We're just going to get right into it.
And in honor of Thanksgiving, we'd like to give thanks to Dave Filoni for his gifts to us.
Oh yes, that was Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, birthday, Easter, whatever else you celebrate, all wrapped into one. That was this was a great episode. I mean, bringing Ahsoka back was one thing, but the way they did it, the way they told the story, it was very simple episode, but so much happened.
Yeah.
And no surprise, he did such a wonderful job with it. Dave should be, put a pin in it. So I don't even know where to begin, but I thought she looked great.
Yeah, apart from, I do agree with this one little complaint that her tentacles are little, what are they called, tendrils, lactu, something like that. They're much shorter than the last time we saw her. I think Rebels was the last time we saw her. They should have been, but I get the practical reasons why they were shortened.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that. I didn't hear that complaint or critique.
Yeah, I was I kind of I actually went and checked the Rebels. And I was like, man, they are a lot shorter than they're almost like Clone Wars short.
I'm gonna have to go back and look. Grogu is going to force push Moff Gideon into Thrawn, into Snoke, into Palpatine, into Plagueis. Domino effect. The only thing the only thing I noticed about them is that to me they just looked fake. I mean, I realized
they looked foamy, kind of.
Yeah. I realize they're not real. They're not going to look super real, but I feel like we've seen more realistic ones.
Yeah.
And I think
it was weird because it's like I feel like they could have, because Shakti, same race, looks very good.
Yeah.
She looked pretty good. I feel like they could have found a way to make it work.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know. I noticed. I guess they were supposed to be maybe scars. They were like lines on here. I think maybe.
Or age too.
Okay, maybe it was meant to be age. I thought maybe they were trying to go for scars, but I feel like that little detail made it look fake.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I agree. I think they could have gone away with CGI part of it, but otherwise, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a tiny little detail. It's cool, but it's like one of those things where it's like you're almost there.
Yeah, yeah. It was close, but not exact. Honestly, why didn't they CGI them? I mean, I get the feeling that they're trying to go as, I don't know what the word
practical
is.
As they can.
Practical. I would say natural, but practical is a better word, as possible, because I think that's just the feel they want to go for. And I think they've said that they, even Baby Yoda isn't really CGI'd. He's a puppet, so 90%
of Baby Yoda's puppet.
Yeah.
With I think occasional CGI movements or facial expressions.
Yeah. So I get why they didn't do it. But they know how we are, so they know we're gonna tear it apart. But I thought Rosario Dawson portrayed her very well. She looked like her. I mean,
Mm.
and I was one of the things I was curious was, I mean, I don't really know Rosario Dawson. I've never seen anything that she's ever done, so I wasn't sure
Yeah.
what her voice was going to sound like, because I feel like Ahsoka's voice is very unique and
Yeah.
hard to replicate. So while she didn't sound like her, I could see how, like, she sounds like a maybe like an older version of
Aged
her.
up,
Yeah,
grown up, more
right.
so.
So, like, it still worked.
Which I agree. I was kind of like, I kind of noticed that too. Was like thinking, okay, they're not using Ashley's voice. They're just letting
Yeah.
Rosario's voice go through, and it's like, and not to say it took getting used to, but it was like by the end I was like, yeah, I accept it. I accept this voice as hers.
Yeah, yeah. It still worked. Um, I was kind of curious. I didn't get to read it yet. I know Ashley Eckstein was questioned on like what's your take on Rosario Dawson's take on the character. I haven't read the article yet, but I'm curious as to what she thinks. I'm also curious, like, if she was approached. I feel like if she was approached, she would have done it.
I think she might have been, but either way, I think she from I did read the. I don't think I read the article, but I did read like snippets of it. It was like she was very she was okay with it. She was satisfied with how it's going. She was happy to have Rosario join, like
Yeah,
Team Tana, basically.
yeah. Well, that's a great
Yeah,
attitude. Um, she would have been. I know. It's like I have such mixed emotions, um, because I can't help but, like, I'm totally like projecting my feelings here. But if it's like okay, if I voiced Ahsoka and helped bring her to life and totally, like, actually totally embraced um
the
the
character.
role, the character, the fandom. I mean, she was proud to be Ahsoka.
Yeah,
Um, I would feel like snubbed. I would feel a little hurt if I wasn't approached to continue that, because I mean, Bo-Katan got to, she not only did she do the voice, but she did the character.
yeah,
To not have Ahsoka be Ashley. Um,
yeah. It's interesting. I feel like if we ever get Ahsoka, I feel like Ashley's gonna be every animated Ahsoka,
yeah,
and Rosario's gonna be every live action Ahsoka that we
yeah.
get.
I
Right?
mean,
So
it
it's
still
kind of
works.
like the
Like,
same.
yeah, yeah,
It's kind of like the clones.
yeah,
Like every live action clone is gonna be Jango Fett's actor, but every like animated clone is gonna be D. Bradley Baker.
mm-hmm, yeah,
So it's kind of like the same thing.
yeah. Um, Actually, wouldn't be less
But
than
yeah,
good enough. Yeah,
but yeah, by the time this episode was done, I was totally on board with Rosario as Ahsoka. Like just
right.
like the whole character, how she acted, the whole thing was like it was Ahsoka right there.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy. Like, if you look at a side by side picture of, like, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka and, like, animated Ahsoka, it's like, what, like their features, like everything. She's like, she looks so much like her. Um, they had to make the Leku shorter because of the stunts and stuff she was doing. That makes sense. Um,
Yeah,
so I guess
so
it's
that's
one
what I
of
was saying. Like the
yeah,
practical stuff, short, yes, but you could extend it with CGI and make it a little more like considering what CGI we can do with CGI now. I feel like it's an easy way to get it.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
It's one of those little things.
Nice cosplay. Thanks, Daniel. um, um, and I noticed, I was trying to watch, like, her mannerisms, the way she carried herself. I noticed that at the very end, when she's watching the Razor Crest take off,
Yeah.
she, like,
Smiling to herself.
yeah, she does this thing where she's starting to walk away, but she stops and she turns around and she does that, like, side head tilt that, like, Ahsoka always did.
Yeah.
Like when she was looking at Anakin, or, like, one of the clones. It was like, oh, like, okay, that was a very Ahsoka thing. Like, that tells me that I don't know how much she watched, but she did at least watch some of Ahsoka. Like, she studied her a little bit, and Um,
I think it's been stated that she is a fan and she loves the character, so I think
oh, all right, cool.
she's as much informed about this to I think take the job.
Mm-hmm.
As
Oh,
per
well, that's
se,
good.
like made her a very good fit for the job.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. That's nice to hear. Like as a fan that she's a fan as well. You thought this was my real hair? Gosh.
No, this is what's under the wig. This whole
Yes.
time, this has been under the wig.
Ah,
You finally reveal the
the secrets.
dirty been to this whole time.
I should have got a poncho. I don't have a poncho, but I should totally get one.
Ponchos are good. Ponchos are cool.
Ponchos are very Jedi. Like we should all get ponchos.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we do our Star Wars recreation script thing, we should all just wear ponchos when we do it.
Yeah.
So.
Just grab a blanket, cut a bowl in it, and you're good.
There you go. It's as simple as that. That's why it's lots of hairspray and gel to get that look. It's true. It's true. I mean, this, I just don't wake up like this.
I will say, it did shock me in the beginning that Ahsoka, we had this discussion, last week, and it was like, I was actually shocked that Ahsoka had her lightsabers and was going ham on, a bunch of...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So, we last saw her in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
And she had her... Did she still have her lightsaber?
She's more wizardry kind of looking
at
that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is it the same lightsaber she had, or did she have to make new ones? Winston, hello!
Yeah.
But I like the hilt. It was like a kind of curved.
Yeah,
cool.
I think those are the same ones from Rebels, the curved ones, the curved white bladed ones. So yeah, so she still has those, and she kept them, and she's still using them, which is cool.
Yeah.
I do like those sabers.
How long till Maul makes it in Mando?
I'll admit, I might throw something if Maul shows up in Mando.
He's like, dude, how
did you die?
He's like, Dracula. There's no killing him. I would be. You want to know something? It's so funny that you say that. I had that same thought. I was like, are they gonna bring Maul back at some point? I could just see them doing that. I mean, we saw him die, but you just never know. He's supposed to be dead, but I did hear he wants him in. I can't.
I don't mind more Maul, but it has to be before he dies.
Yeah, do some flashbacks or something.
Or they. No, they couldn't.
World Between Worlds.
One of the things was what if in the Kenobi series they change it? They make something new.
They can't change. That's Disney owned Star Wars at that point. I mean, they did Rebels, so they can't undo their own canon. Can they?
At this point, there's a lot of things they've undone that they can do.
This is what I mean. Every Sunday stream always comes back to, is it canon? Is it not canon? Legends.
It's not canon. Yet. Things are coming back. Things are actually really coming back. This episode was a huge dump of old stuff coming back.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, we got an old Republic planet making a return.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that we're going to Tython. When she said at the end, when she refuses to train Baby Yoda. I'm sorry, Grogu. She says, I cannot train him. But she's not giving up completely. She tells Mando, take him to the planet of Tython. There's an ancient Jedi temple. Put him on the Seeing Stone. Let him reach out with the Force, and a Jedi might sense him and come for him. So, I'm excited to see Tython. I mean, I heard that it was also in the comics, but I didn't, read those comics. But
Dr. Aphra books or comics brought that planet back. So we have seen it before. So it has been made canon before, but now we're actually going to get to see it with us.
I'm so curious, what it's going to look like, if it's going to be similar at all. I mean, I think that would be kind of cool if there were even, just some similarities, even if just the outside of the temple looked like it. I mean, it's going to be ruined, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's last time, in Old Republic, that's 2,000, 3,000 years ago, so there's definitely going to be wear and tear.
That's true.
From
A little bit.
But I am curious what the Seeing Stone thing is gonna be. What the thing Mando brings Baby Yoda to visit. Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Like,
it's like our end goal is getting further and further away. It's like something new to get to.
Yeah. I know. Like, how is this gonna happen? Is he gonna put him on the stone and a Jedi's gonna magically appear, or is he gonna have to put him on the stone, be like, okay, Grogu, you need to just stay there for a few hours, maybe a day or so, and see if like a Jedi shows up? Like, how is it gonna play out?
Let's see what happens. Yeah, this is an interesting episode because I didn't feel like Ahsoka. While she was the star, she didn't really like take away from Mando and Baby Yoda's story. Like, they were very important to her. And as I saw one person put it, like, because it's kind of interesting for people who have never watched Rebels and Clone Wars how they're going to experience this. Like, one person basically said like they felt like this was like Obi-Wan from Episode 4. Like, this is a character who you know has some history and you're learning about that.
Yeah.
Even though you've not experienced it, you know this character has quite a history.
Yeah. True.
That was we can it's kind of cool that that she was able to have a conversation with Baby Grogu.
I thought that was so interesting, and that was such a beautiful scene. And you know, and again, a scene I felt like she acted really well. You just kind of watch the two of them sitting by her lantern, and they're looking at each other, and you look at him, you could see that he looks like he's talking, but he's not. And then you look at her, and it looks like she's, you know, listening, and you know, her facial expressions are changing, and I just thought it was a very well acted scene, and you know, yeah, it was so interesting to see them communicating through the Force in that way. I don't think we've ever seen something like that, like this, you know, true Jedi having a nonverbal conversation.
I feel like we have seen it, but we've always been in on the conversation. We've never been outside of the conversation where we can't hear what they're saying or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen them sense each other through the Force, but like to see them see two Jedi face to face, having this conversation. Make a hot Ahsoka. Thank you. It's totally the look I was going for.
I always thought it was really funny how Mando's just way off in the distance letting these two talk. He's just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm keeping my distance or something, but I'm not.
I know.
That's my son.
It was so cute. He was like anxious. He was like pacing back and forth, like what's going on? What's, you know, what's happening here? And he's just like going back and forth again, like a nervous dad.
And baby Grogu says, Jedi business. Go back to your drinks.
Yeah. But yeah, we get this big reveal, and I love how she just mentions it so nonchalantly. Oh, you know, Grogu here, blah 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 blah, and he's like, Grogu. She's like, that's his name, and it's like, holy crap, we just learned Baby Yoda's name.
That is so funny how they just like she casually mentions it like, you know, it's common knowledge, and now for the Mandalorian and all of us, it's just like, oh, that's what we call you now.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen with all the merchandise. Yeah, I mean, all the merchandise says the child, I believe. But now is it going to say Grogu? You know.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, whatever future releases is going to say like Baby Grogu or something like that. They're now, because they still want to keep the name a surprise until I guess the next season when the new merchandise and stuff comes out.
Yeah.
If Baby Yoda's in next season, now that I think about it. Baby Grogu.
That's another thing. Like, I can't see him not being in the show. Like, it all seems to be leading up to like, is someone going to train? I mean, I feel like I personally I don't see them getting rid of Grogu. I feel like he's a very important part of the Mandalorian show.
Yeah.
I could see him maybe. I think we've joked about this, like about him. I don't know. Could he be Mandalorian? I don't know. Like, could they, you know?
Could he become a Mandalorian? The first. Well, now I was gonna say with Yoda-Lorian, but it's like at the same time it's like we still don't know the species, so it's like we're still gonna have to call you Yoda species or something.
Yeah.
Grogu species, something. What are you?
So I don't know. Maybe he won't become a Jedi. Maybe he's gonna be like a mix of Mandalorian and Jedi. Like, obviously he can't like walk around in Mandalorian armor and wear Beskar. It'll like weigh him down. Like, but I don't know. Maybe Mandalorian and Jedi Creed. What's that?
See how jacked Yoda was in his teen years?
Oh, God.
Like, one day, baby Mandalorian's gonna have like an 8-pack. He's gonna be shredded.
He's gonna be more fit than the Mandalorian. Grogu will be around for at least another season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to agree that it's like because Grogu's been here since the beginning. It feels like it's a part of the show. We can't just get rid of it. If he had showed up like somewhere in the middle of the season or something like that, or like this season, I feel like okay, we don't know, we're not attached to it as much as because he's part of the show. It's like it's part of the show. It's like getting rid of part of the show if you get rid of this character. So.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I know some people get frustrated when they feel like Baby Yoda, Grogu, overshadows the Mandalorian. But yeah, I feel like he is meant to be an integral part of the story. And it is interesting. Like, it's starting to feel like the Mandalorian isn't the main character. Like, even though it's called The Mandalorian, it's like, but like we don't get his story. Like we learned a little bit about him. What was it, the first episode or the second episode? About how he was found and But like,
I think because this season is full of like cameo characters that it really feels like he's just this guy. He's like so. And I feel like this one is also a season very focused on Baby Yoda more than it does have some Mandalorian lore or something, because he does run into Bo-Katan and he has this whole like revelation about the helmets and things and stuff. So he's getting little bits of knowledge and character about him, but I feel like we're focused more on the plot and the story right now before we focus on his character.
Yeah, it's just interesting that we're not learning a lot about him. And I don't know. I'd be curious to learn more about him. We have not talked about that yet, Daniel. Who took Grogu from the temple?
But that is another interesting reveal. Is he was on the Jedi Temple in Coruscant?
Yes, he was a little Padawan at the temple. That we saw, in the temple that we saw in the prequels and the Clone Wars. So like we saw all of that going on. Like Grogu was there, and Ahsoka mentions, like, she learned from her conversation with him that someone hid him in the temple, and then someone took him from the temple.
Yeah.
So, are they the same person, or are they two different people?
Yeah. And then she mentions, like, his memory or something goes dark or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know, being a child doesn't remember that, like, he was traumatized or something like that, or maybe he was put in like a stasis for many years before being released or something like that.
Maybe.
So who knows? I do kind of hope we get some backstory, like actual answers to his history, either comics or actually in the show. Who knows? Right.
I would imagine over time we will. But yeah, like it. I just I'm curious as to who hit him. Is it going to be some random Jedi that we don't know, or would it have been a Jedi that, maybe it was Yoda himself who, who maybe sensed what was coming and hit him, or some other names I heard thrown out was like Mace Windu. It will be another battle, of course, on Republic. Grogu and Mando attacking the temple ruins. Yaddle hit him. End of story. Well, Yaddle? Is it Yaddle or Yaddle? I thought it was Yaddle, but maybe it's Yaddle. Disappears after episode 1. You're frozen. I'm talking to myself, you guys.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Um,
Um,
oh, what was I saying? Um, Yaddle disappears after episode 1. You're froze again. So maybe she was. Oh wait, no. How many? Oh wait, no. Now we got to do the math of how old baby Grogu would have been at the time of episode
am I
1.
frozen?
You were frozen.
Am I frozen?
No, you're unfrozen now. Sorry. King hiding him would be better.
I was gonna say, I think it's canon that she died before episode 3. Even I think before episode 2. So Yaddle. So
Inspector.
it's in the canon.
Canon in the books? Like, did someone say in a book she died? Because then it's not canon, it's legends. I froze him so he can't answer. Do you think Mace would have hit him? That's another possibility.
Come on.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I never know if you're thinking or freezing. He's frozen again. Could be the librarian. I heard that theory as well. I mean, really, it could have been just about any Jedi that we've seen in the prequels. I'm trying to think.
1 second.
Okay, yeah, you do you. We're gonna chat over here. Anakin hit him. He had limits on that one.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yes,
Okay.
now you're back.
Okay.
Cool.
I think I fixed it.
Okay, cool. Doesn't have to be Jedi. It's true.
Yeah.
Ooh, one of the clones. Interesting.
Okay, so I actually have this crazy theory that, like, so they're gonna, obviously when Baby Yoda gets, sent to the temple and, Grogu gets sent to the temple, he is gonna call out, make his decision, whatever. Maybe a Jedi does show up, and maybe it's if a Jedi does show up, it's probably gonna be a surprise Jedi, or somebody we know. And part of me thinks, what if it's Mace? What if Mace survived and this is how they reveal he's alive?
I feel like that would be a great idea because I feel like people are either expecting it to be Ezra.
Luke?
Ezra or Luke.
Ezra, Luke.
Yeah, I feel like those are the two names that I keep hearing bounced around. But if Mace showed up,
part of me kind of feels like, what if Mace shows up, but he's jaded, like he's a little crazy compared to after everything that happened to him. So,
the hell are you doing here? Leave me alone. I'm meditating. And some swear words.
Yeah.
Grogu calls, Darth Jar Jar answers. Could happen.
That's one of the things. Like, just because Grogu like calls out to the Force over, it doesn't mean it's gonna be a Jedi that shows up. It could be a dark user or something.
Ooh, can you imagine if it's a Sith?
Well, depends, because the Sith aren't. Well, they're dead now. Kind of. But they're still, fallen Jedi, dark Jedi, some other things. But I don't know about Sith per se, because they are supposed to be dead by this point because of Anakin.
Right. But it doesn't mean they're not out there.
Yeah, there's like so much. Again, there's like so much potential now with this. Because of this episode, there's like so much. Because of Bo-Katan, because of all of everything in the season, there's so much in the future.
Yeah.
That's on the horizon.
If it is Mace, he won't be
good. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe he's a little off at the rails.
Yeah, after what happened would make sense. But then would he answer?
But that'd be actually interesting if it is Mace and he gets to meet He could meet Ahsoka. He could meet Luke. He could meet some of these characters that, you know, these other Jedi.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just think it's hilarious if it's small. Like that would be great.
it's not just Maul. It's half of Maul. Like he's just standing there like like torso only.
Oh gosh. I'll still say the librarian.
Yeah, I could see Jocasta Nu, the librarian, doing that.
They can't only have so many characters on the show that overshadow the main character. But that's all that's been happening this season.
Yeah, and it does feel, I would say, it does feel like, this is the great, like, Mando's greatest hits. Like, when he looks back and, like, his journal, it's just like, oh man, I got to meet Luke Skywalker, I got to meet Ahsoka Tano, I got to meet Bo. I've met all these.
I don't know who any of them are, but everybody else cares.
Of greatest hits.
Is Moff Gideon working on his own, or is he also working for Thrawn? Good question. Could be as well. We also heard Thrawn's name thrown out there.
Yeah. So yeah, that I did not see coming. That I did not
Me
expect.
neither.
I thought when she was looking for, when she was trying to ask that woman for answers, it's like, who's your master and such. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be Gideon, right? Like, who else could it be?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it's the boy. It's the boy. He's back.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
So again, another name that's being thrown out, but like, I could see us not seeing Thrawn this season. Maybe like the last second of this finale, like, kind of panning to him, and then everything goes dark. I could see him being like the villain for next season.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet it's gonna be kind of like, I feel like Rebels did this, where like the end of the season, like before the next season started, they ended it with like a Darth Vader hologram or something, and this could end with a Thrawn hologram with Moff Gideon talking to him, explaining the situation.
True. Biggest theme and voice Thrawn. They might not show him at all.
But yeah, and because Thrawn's back, we have a new. We kind of have. It's like we're curious. Like, if Thrawn's back, is Thrawn gonna play a part in the Mandalorian, or is he gonna be saved for something else? Is this all going to come together at some point? Like, is this how the Mandalorian is going to end, with a battle of versus Thrawn, or is it just going to be Moff Gideon is going to be our main focus?
You mean for this season or overall?
Overall, I wonder.
Well, I feel like every show, for every season, there's like always, for every show, there's always a new villain every season. So I could see, Moff Gideon being this season, and then Thrawn being next season, and then maybe it's gonna lead to Snoke, lead to the.
So, actually, what was funny is the actor who plays Moff Gideon did an interview, and he didn't like spoil anything or something, but he did say like he was curious about what his character was doing, like who does his character work for, per se. So he said something along those lines, and he was curious to learn more about his character, and I think that led to some people believing, okay, who's the higher up, who's he working for? So with this episode, I think we got our answer.
Right. But yeah, Thrawn. But yeah, so. Well, I guess we have 3 episodes left, so I guess we're gonna find out.
Wow, we're almost done.
This
yeah. If this has 8 episodes only, yeah, we are almost done.
Mm-hmm.
It really feels like the season's just flown by.
It has. It's gone by really fast. Well, all the episodes have really just been, each one's been better than the next. I mean, every episode was better than that one with the frog and the eggs, but I just want to make sure we didn't, like, what else? What other little tidbits did we miss? Also the Loft Cat.
Oh yeah, the little cats.
I was excited about that. It was like, oh, the cats, they were in Rebels. I couldn't remember their names. That was exciting.
Yeah, Dark Troopers. We still have no idea what Boba Fett's gonna return if he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not like there's just been so many like big characters in this season. It's like nerding out every episode. It's a lot. This season has been an emotional investment. Dark Troopers, Typhon, so much to come. I wonder if there'll actually be Jedi on Typhon.
Yeah, now Mando's got he was offered to, when he was offered to take down Ahsoka, he was offered a spear of Beskar.
Yes.
And now and of course at the end he was given that by Ahsoka as a reward, per se.
Yeah.
And like now people are theorize, okay, now Mando has a weapon to fight the Darksaber with.
Right. It all seems to kind of be like coming together.
That would be cool to see the Mando spear versus Darksaber Gideon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's going to be an epic fight. The owl. Okay, so I heard about the owl. I noticed when we were watching there was an owl, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of like out of character, like that's not like Star Wars universe. But then
unusual.
Apparently, that was meant to be. God, I should have looked.
The Ahsoka's owl, the Morai thing, right?
Yeah. Which I just love those little details like that. But that's Dave Filoni for you, like he's gonna do things like that.
Yeah, it was like
the daughter. Yeah.
It's crazy how much. Again, it's like with Dave Filoni, it's like crazy how much Clone Wars stuff is carrying on into like after the original trilogy, like into this era.
Yeah.
With like past Return of the Jedi into Mandalorian now.
Mm-hmm. And
Mando's just this guy. He's just wandering into all these crazy stories.
But I think it's great. I think that's one of one of the great things they did by bringing on Dave Filoni is that he can bring all this information, these characters, these storylines, things that happen, like bringing it into the now. Because I mean, how many years was that on? 7 years, including the last season, the one that came back last season. 7 seasons?
Yeah, it was like
6 or 7.
It was a lot. It was a long, many years. It's actually crazy how like a lot was done in what feels like very little time, because we had like Clone Wars from 2008 to 2012-ish, 13-ish, because it got canceled, and then we had to wait till this year for it to get finished.
Yeah.
Wow.
But think about all the great stories that were done, and all the the fans that were brought in over that time period, and who got caught up in those stories, and
this is a crazy, this is like for people who have never seen this stuff, this is a crazy way to introduce it to them, to get them started, to get them interested.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, here's all these characters they may not have probably heard about, but not invested the time to learn or see or watch.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, well, this is a good introduction. I now want to know more, so I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah. What else? I feel like
I did like this. I did like the set. This was a very interesting, the world was a very interesting and eerie kind of world, but it also was very beautiful in a very weird sense.
Yeah, like the where the magistrate lived was very beautiful. The water, more lifelike in her little neck of the woods, as opposed to the rest of the planet that was just dead and dry and misty and
very. It reminded me of this game called Fallout, where it's like you just see the world, post-apocalyptic world or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the dead green haze and everything, just this weird place.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering how long Ahsoka was there for. Like, did she just go there to hunt down Thrawn, or was this a place that she was staying at for a while? Because I mean, I got this feeling that like the townspeople knew her. I don't know. I just kind of got this feeling like she had been there for a while, but
I feel like she must have been there for a while for Bo-Katan to know that's where she was.
Right. Okay. True. I didn't think of that.
For how long Mando it took him to get there.
Yeah.
Unless that was like she knew that was the location Ahsoka was headed, and Ahsoka like got there only maybe a couple days before Mando showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but time is weird in Star Wars.
Yeah.
How long you see movies.
Oh. We drank at the same time.
How long was Luke training with Yoda before he showed up and like left? Was it weeks? Was it months?
Very true. Where is Sabine? I don't know.
Yeah, again, also like Sabine. That's like where is she? Like that's another thing. What is Ahsoka doing here? Like I mean, I know
why are you here, girl? Why are you here?
Like, did you and Sabine go separate ways or something? Mm-hmm. Or like what happened in between Rebels and now?
Yeah. Maybe that's something that we'll get eventually. Where is Rex? Great question. What did you think about the
Retiring.
Yeah.
he's had enough of war.
What did you think about the Western standoff and samurai type fight at the end? That was very cool.
This episode was so very samurai. A little bit of like Chinese films and Japanese films kind of thing. Very stylized. The kind of the architectures too, kind of the way the houses and everything
and the music,
the standoff and how Ahsoka was fighting.
Mm-hmm. And apparently that was Bruce Lee's goddaughter.
And that was which is her father trained with Bruce Lee at some point.
Okay.
And so that she became. Cool.
I
don't know the relations exactly, but yeah, she's a very famous stunt woman because of that.
Oh, cool.
She's learned her stunts and such since she was very young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was very good in her role. It's very intimidating. She had like presence about her. The guy that was with her. Was her from the movie Aliens. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was like, I recognize that guy. You've seen him before. And it's like, oh, it's that guy. He's just much older.
Hi, Elsa. How are you? Michael Ben. Was that his name?
Oh. The beginning of the episode, you did some reactions to like the Force Unleashed trailers.
Yes, a long time ago.
Yeah, so like the beginning did kind of remind me of like when Ahsoka's like in the dark and then she ignites her lightsabers and tags and then turns them off and disappears.
Uh-huh.
It was a very kind of similar moment like what Starkiller did in those trailers and then yeah, it was just like, oh, this is cool. I want more of this.
Yeah, it was cool.
But yeah, it was really interesting to see that fight Ahsoka has at the end, and part of me was just like thinking, like Ahsoka's got this. Like, why? Yeah. Like, this should be easy for her.
Yeah, but I guess she wanted that information. Oh yeah, which made me wonder, like, so we see them, the spear is down. Ahsoka's got her lightsaber in her face. She's like, okay, now tell me who your master is. Where is Thrawn? And then it just kind of cuts away. So it's like, we don't know. Did she die? Did she live? Like,
did she even get her information? Now that I think about it, I never got an answer to that.
Yeah. Like, it kind of made me wonder, like, I mean, did they cut away because it's Disney? They can't show that? Or, did she let her live? Is she, I don't know.
Yeah.
It looked like she was ready to surrender. I mean, she looked scared in that moment.
I, yeah, well, that's interesting to see, but yeah. Oh, right. Also, that was the one thing we were talking. We kind of forgot to talk about was when Ahsoka learns that Grogu has an attachment to Mando, she can't train
Yeah.
him because um that's the things, the issues with Jedi and attachments is that can lead to risky things.
She's seen what it can lead to because she saw Anakin's attachment to his mother, to Padme, even to her.
Yeah.
And when he lost
She's
those
seen
things.
what that does, and that's that age old lesson.
Yeah. But
and you got.
But I was gonna say, but at the same time, I'm kind of I get it. I get it for the sake of the storyline, but at the same time, realistically, if this was like real life, like would you really turn them away because like, girl, you're like the last one as far as you know.
Yeah, I was kind of the same thing. I was just like, as Mando says, it's like, hey, all the more reason to train him.
Yeah.
You need somebody.
Yeah.
You can't just leave this kid. This kid's already like almost force choked somebody to death.
And even though he's like, even though yes, he is 50 years old, in terms of his mental development, he's still very young, and can still be taught. I mean, Luke didn't learn. Well, she doesn't know this, but as far as we know, Luke didn't learn until he was 18.
Yeah, and he barely learned anything there, but he still like learned stuff.
He still managed to become a Jedi.
Grew very fast to using it.
Yeah, and he had attachments,
Yeah, and that's something that's just recently saw a video about. It's like somebody talked about like would Luke and Ahsoka, because they have different views of what has, because of Vader and such, like the results of what happened, like because of Luke's love and care and attachment to Vader is what saved him.
Yeah.
And but also Ahsoka sees that because of Vader's attachment and all that sort of stuff, it's what caused him in the first place.
True.
So it's like, it'd be interesting. It actually makes me really want to see Ahsoka and Luke, to see how they would talk, how would their views on the Jedi and everything be.
That would be interesting to see.
Like,
maybe we'll get it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's just so weird, just like Mandalorians like sitting here with Baby Grogu, and like there's these two famous characters talking. It's just like, I'm just here eating.
That would be funny. If Ahsoka talked to Luke and knew what Anakin did, she would cry.
Yeah, that's like awesome. Actually, do you think this almost made me wonder? Like, do you think Anakin can Force Ghost to Ahsoka?
Oh my god!
At this point, like,
oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
We would all be a mess.
That's what some people are being like. Maybe can we do that? Can we get a Force Ghost of Anakin and Ahsoka? Can we get Hayden back? Can we finally get Hayden back?
I want to cry just thinking about it. But MXC, you make a good point too. If Luke had the opportunity to talk to Ahsoka and tell her, like, no, like, he redeemed himself in the end. He saved me. Like, he came back to the light. And then Ahsoka takes her last breath. And that's how the season ends. Can you imagine? All right, well,
Yeah, I don't know if this would be for The Mandalorian. I feel like this has to be safe for its own show or its own other thing.
Yeah.
But
Forces of Destiny short. He's probably not mentally undeveloped, though. He's just suppressing bad memories.
No, this is after Return of the Jedi, Steve.
Being trained by Jedi before Anakin. Isn't dead at this point, though. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, because the Empire's fallen.
She would wonder if she could have saved Anakin. It would be brutal. But I feel like she's come to terms with the fact that she couldn't save him, but I feel like it would bring her peace to know that he was turned back to the light in his last moment.
He didn't die as a Sith.
That'll never happen. A girl can dream, Daniel. A girl can dream, okay? I've watched enough Hallmark movies to dream about cheesy things. The title of the Jedi wasn't about Ahsoka. It's really about Grogu being a Jedi. Yes, I would agree with that.
I do like to think like this is, if anything, this is just like Mando's chapters. It's like he doesn't know Ahsoka's not truly a Jedi, so he probably just like, oh, I met this Jedi, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, Ahsoka's
Ahsoka
I don't
dying.
think, gosh, I don't think.
Oh yeah, no, not now, but like, can you imagine? Oh my gosh, I would be sad if Ahsoka died. Like they can't do that. Like they killed everybody else. Please don't kill Ahsoka.
It's weird. It's like, cause like she's gotta die at some point. But
No,
like,
she doesn't.
And how? I would just be interesting. Is like, would Ahsoka still be alive when Baby Yoda is like a teen or becomes a teenager? Like how long she lives, and would she live to be like a Grand Master to teach Baby Grogu?
That you're gonna say grandma.
Like growing Grogu.
Maybe Ahsoka and Anakin Jedi Holocaust happen on a Life Day, a special on Hallmark. Yes.
Yeah, we need.
I'll get you PS5. That happens this season. Gonna hold you to that, Daniel. Sorry, yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Gotcha.
This is. So yeah, Ahsoka's like, she's only 45. Technically, like, yeah, she's only.
Is she?
She's only in her 40s.
She's
She's
great.
been through like all this. 2 wars.
Screenshot this. I trust you to be a man of your word, Daniel.
It's gonna be weird getting used to Grogu, like the name. Just now we just gotta like, we can't say Baby Yoda.
It doesn't
like,
like.
rest in peace, Baby Yoda.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. Grogu.
I like it. It fits almost in a weird way.
It's cute.
It's just something we gotta get used to.
Yeah, we gotta.
Okay over there?
My screen is going green.
Are you going the green screen issue?
I have a funky wire, and it makes my screen go glitchy green. So.
Yeah, Steve, I don't know. I kind of feel like that could be in there, but that'd be weird.
Maybe he's a clone. As cliche as that would be.
Baby Grogu is the child of Yoda.
The child or the clone is an interesting thought. I hadn't thought of that.
And, which again, it's still it really makes me wonder. It's like, well then, because it feels like finding Grogu's planet now is like out of the question. It's like that was the goal. Now it's like, oh, that's not the goal anymore.
Right.
Kind of the goal, but so it's like, I guess we're not gonna get an answer to the Yoda species or something.
Maybe down the road, one thing at a time. Maybe next year. Grogu, Goku, Ragu, Babu, and Blue. Yoda and Yaddle and Yoda sitting in a tree. Out comes Grogu. OMG. Yumi Tython is the home planet of Yoda's. Ooh, plot twist.
Maybe that would be interesting. Again, actually, it does make me wonder. It's like, well, it's like one of those things. It's like, okay, if Grogu is like related to Yoda, is it because the Yoda species are very rare and they need to keep the species alive? They're okay with making more of them.
Procreation. That's their species.
I remember there was like one species of Jedi was, because they were going extinct, they were allowed to have relationships,
right,
to keep their species alive.
Yeah. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. How are you? Stop it! Stop.
Nerdy. Nerdy.
Hmm?
This one goes there.
That
That
one
goes
goes
there.
here. Are you okay? He can't
Are
really.
you okay, Nerdy? Are you okay?
Let's talk about it. He can't realistically be a clone though because of his age. He's pre-Clone Wars and pre-Clone Army, so that wouldn't sit well with him being accepted into the Jedi Academy. Are there examples of Jedi form relationships to sustain species? Mixie, you put a pin in it. Micah has not
becomes a new. That is one of those things where it's like I'm curious. I would be interesting to see a dark Yoda sort of thing. That's
enters puberty becomes his daughter the Sith. I mean,
again, it's like that would be way in the future when Grogu's old enough to handle himself.
Maybe he'll have a choice. I mean, we've seen some darkness in him with the choking, you know. So.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like he still needs education. But it is interesting when they bring up like his powers will fade.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, do they? Do powers fade?
You can't
do
necessarily
you really lose your connection to the Force like that?
Yeah, like you can't necessarily rely on that. I felt like that was I don't want to say a dumb answer, but like for her to say like, but it might not necessarily fade. You can't promise them that.
Plus,
like,
he lives a really long time. It's one of those things. It's like you can't risk this very long-living creature to not have a way to control his powers or having some way of learning about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do does make me feel like okay, Ahsoka is probably not the right teacher for him.
Right.
So.
He's using his Force powers. They aren't fading. Exactly. He could turn Sith. You never know.
So that was kind of an interesting way to, answer. It's like, do kids or other, people who have the Force out there and never get found by Jedi, do their powers just fade when they get older or something like that? If they, don't use them regularly?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. How would she know that? Like, how... I don't know. I feel like realistically, if this was like the real world, she would have trained him because there aren't many left. I'll teach Grogu to use the Force. You do it, Joseph.
And it was one of those things where it's like, somebody was like, I was thinking it's like, I think one person was like, I've heard say is like, is Mando like the right person to teach Baby Yoda or something like, or Baby Grogu's like to raise him?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking it's like, he's learning. Not every dad's gonna be right on the beginning. It's his first time being a dad, so he's gonna slowly learn.
Yeah, he's not perfect, and we've seen him evolve. I feel like Mando has softened a little bit. I don't know.
So yeah, this is a interesting episode.
I'm sweating. We're heading towards the end. I gotta take this stuff off. I tried, guys.
I'm shocked you kept it on that long.
Ooh, look at this hair. But yeah, this was for me. This was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, this was definitely like my favorite episode to rewatch.
Yeah. Oh my, so good. Yeah. This was what it's very yeah. I feel like this was one of those episodes, and I never say this about these episodes. This is an episode I could watch over and over again, and I want to actually watch again. I watched it twice, but I feel like I could keep watching.
Yeah.
What is this Friday? I don't know. What is this Friday?
Does anybody? Part of me kind of doesn't want to know what the title of the next episode is. I kind of want to just.
Yeah. I don't know. I never see these previews as people talk about. Robert, hello. How are you? Apparently there's usually little trailers or something. I don't know.
I think it was a leak of the titles or something
Oh, a
came out.
leak. Oh, okay.
They so far been accurate, so
Gotcha. It was a great episode. All right, so I haven't heard anything about the next episode.
yeah.
But watch
Yeah,
party.
it's weird. Like okay. Do you think we're gonna see Tython next episode, or do you think that's gonna be a? Do you think it's gonna be a 2 episode, like 1 episode, side story, and then the episode after is gonna be the planet that we visit, and then that's the finale.
I feel like I could see it being a two-parter. Like the last 2 episodes being Tython. I feel like there's got to be something in between. I don't know. But then again, I didn't think we were going to see Ahsoka till the last episode, but maybe next episode will be like, okay, they hit another bump in the road. They're being tracked, so maybe.
That is true. We did not get in like Moff Gideon or anything of that. Like didn't show up at all.
Yeah.
I actually was almost expecting like them to show up at the very end.
Yeah.
Take Baby Yoda, and then Ahsoka would join Mando, and they'd go after him.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I could see maybe next episode. Hi. Maybe something happens with that the next episode. But Tython, I could see being the last 2.
Yeah, I could see that being the finale.
My ears are ringing. My dog is staring at me like, well, you're sitting in the chair. Who's going to redeem channel points?
He's in the chair talking to nobody.
Mm-hmm. But I'm hearing voices. You hearing voices? Who's that?
Madigan.
Tail. Do you want to come say hi to everybody? Can you climb up here? The little hi. It's hi for me too. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Don't put holes in my chair. Aw, say hi everybody. And we're done. Good girl. She's like, all right, I did it. Now where's my treat?
Did you get treats?
I did.
Like,
yes,
out.
I got the good stuff. I got the pumpkin and the berry, your favorite. Okay, but I'll give it to you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Tomorrow we do Twitch. They have to fight Gideon at some point, and that probably won't be on Tython. But if he's tracking them, he could track them to Tython.
Yeah, they are tracking, and it could be. I was just thinking about Kyle Katarn too. It'd be crazy, but. I don't know. There's so much that they could do. There's so much. Look at now that Dave Filoni and Favreau, they're bringing in their own kind of story to this, but it feels like it's Legends takes. It'd be interesting to see if they manage to pull some more stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
More Legend stuff in.
True. Joseph makes an interesting point. When Yoda dies, when he said there is another, did he mean Grogu? He could have.
Ooh. Now,
there is another one of me.
Now, obviously, Grogu didn't exist when Empire Strikes Back came out, so I'm going to say no.
What? Yes, he did.
I'm talking about when
when it came out. Oh, well, I feel like that's that's changed over the years. Like initially it was Leia, but then did he sense Rey at some point? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they've changed a lot of things
true,
over the years.
True.
Like Luke and Leia weren't always meant to be brother and sister. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making out. I feel like they change things as needed. Change, the meaning behind things. My money's on Mies. Plo Koon, he didn't die in the crash.
I'm really, again, it's I feel like the Jedi that's going to show up is going to be somebody we know. I don't think they're just going to make a new Jedi show up out of the blue.
Yeah.
Unless, I think it's going to be, it'll be interesting. I don't know. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, it brings Old Republic stuff back.
Hold on. I gotta do some math here.
What math?
Okay, what about... What if it's a Jedi we never met, but heard of? What if it's this could be really stupid. But what if it's like Master Cypher? What if he didn't really die? Just
Maybe?
to throw out something
That would be
random.
Mara Jade? I was thinking that too. What if it's Mara Jade? What if they bring her in canon like this way?
Oh my gosh, Mara Jade? I would lose it.
Yeah,
That'd be
part of me
amazing.
does say Cal Kestis too, but I feel like they're saving Cal's story for Fallen Order too, so I don't think they're gonna just reveal it here. Yeah, there's so many characters that could show up. It's like it's obvious who it could be, but at the same time they could surprise us.
Right.
With obvious.
Rabbit hole time. Be into it. So many possibilities.
Yeah.
I know. They're not right here. They're in the kitchen.
And
possibilities are endless, guys. Possibilities are endless.
I'm just so.
What if you see Luke? That would be very cool.
That would be interesting to see. I would like to see how they portray Luke in this.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
If any of these like characters surprise me, I'm gonna freak out at my reaction. Because the Thrawn reaction already threw me off and made me freak out.
I don't know what would make me surprised. If it was Luke, do you want Mark Hamill or another actor? Another actor.
I think it's gonna be another actor. They might get Mark Hamill to kind of do the voice, but with a little changing to it.
I've seen, I think this was like one of those things I saw like on social media or whatever, a side by side of young Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker next to from Marvel.
Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actor who plays Bucky.
Yeah, they just like photoshopped the hair and the costume, but his face, the side by side, I was like, wow, like that works. I thought.
I also did hear that Mark Hamill did sell his likeness to Disney and such, so they can CGI recreate him.
You can sell your likeness. Guys, my likeness is for sale. You want it?
How much?
$1 million.
That's chump change.
Oh, it's Sebastian Stan. That's his name. Okay. We're kissing Luke at the end of the world. No, actually, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, I'd be curious to see who they could get and how they make him look.
Yeah. As long as they make him look like Luke.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'll say this: Rise of Skywalker did a good job making like the young Luke when they had that one scene.
Yeah, they did all that CGI stuff. That was cool. And seeing Leia young again was cool. Leia! What if it's Leia?
Okay.
Because isn't she training?
That'd be something.
Isn't she training right about now?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it could be.
Plot twist.
I don't know if they want to. That's one of those things with like, are they okay with using Carrie Fisher again or something like this?
Get her door.
Maybe. We'll just see if that's okay. I feel like Carrie Fisher's a very touchy subject these days for using.
But see, I guess I feel like when they do things like this, like what they did in Rise of Skywalker, what a great way to like honor her memory, her character. Like that's how I look at it. Some people might feel, please don't be Leia.
Yeah,
all right, Daniel doesn't like it. I'm just throwing out ideas. Don't judge me.
If it's Leia, I think it'd be a very interesting surprise. That'd be really interesting.
I guess I guess that's the thing. Like, I want to be surprised. Like, there was no surprise with Ahsoka. We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming before the season even started because rumors were just everywhere. Like, I want to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
No judgment. I know, Daniel. I'm just teasing you. You could play a bartender.
Yeah, there's just so much possibility now that they've with who's writing and everything like this. I really don't have any idea what they're gonna do, so that's what really like keeps me on edge.
Yeah. Leia
So
Poppins can teach Grogu how to fly in space. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Just have it be R2. There you go. A force-sensitive droid.
that's
Beep, 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 beep.
R4 or R5.
R5.
Yeah, this is. I'm scared.
Leia Poppins.
I'm at the excited point. I'm scared. It's one of those things where it's like I'm just scared, like to see what's gonna happen.
I would say I'm scared. I'm just excited because they have like my full trust. Like I don't see them failing in this. Like I don't think they're gonna mess this up because I feel like the Star Wars is now in good hands. Leia wig, an umbrella.
Yeah, you need a Leia wig.
Matronly maid outfit. I gotta head to the parents' house and dig out my Leia wig. It's up in their attic. You've had us okay.
Maybe you can get a wig with like the like Return of the Jedi braids or something like that.
Ooh, that would be cool. The HK-87 droids was also a good throwback to HK-47. Yes, that was cool too. Why not get the real Mace though? Samuel L. Jackson. That's what I want to see. If they bring Mace back, I want to see him back as Sam Jackson.
If you're gonna get Mace back, it's gotta be Samuel. The dude wants Mace Windu alive, so let him be Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in this age of the time, it would be the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. A couple days.
Yeah.
Right?
5 days from now.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait. All right, so...
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10.
9.5?
9.9.
All right, 9.9. I'll... This, for me, this was like a 10, no doubt. Like, because I feel like they just did...
Best episode so far.
Yes. But yeah, so...
If we get a live action Clone Wars flashback with Hayden and Ewan and Ahsoka,
I would just like melt to the floor. Like it would just be so amazing that I wouldn't be able to just handle it.
Yeah. All right.
That would break Frankie. Yes. That would just be amazing.
I think I'd break. I'd just be a puddle.
Yeah, I think your fans everywhere would just be like, oh my gosh, you know. So one popular channel says it's one of the people we've been talking about. Yes, could be. Fine, I'm not gonna know it's not him now. All right. Well, any closing thoughts? Oh, we have to say one thing. Everybody knows David Prowse passed away, who was Darth Vader.
The physical actor of Darth Vader from the original trilogy passed away.
Yeah, really sad. But we remember him fondly for his contribution to the Star Wars universe. Wouldn't be what it is without him. So yeah, our thoughts.
I was gonna say I recently rewatched Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that sometimes you forget the physical performance.
Yeah.
Of Vader is there a lot more than just the voice.
Yeah.
And other things.
Yeah, it's the way they.
Like he did a really good job.
Yeah, the way he moves, the way he walks, the way he holds himself. It's it's something that we often overlook, but not just anybody could have played that role. As when Hayden Christensen when Anakin became Darth Vader, he wanted to wear the armor or whatever at the end of Episode 3, and they were like, Hayden, you're too short. Like, you don't have what it takes. I mean, they ended up doing it, but like,
it's like I want to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you're Anakin.
So,
At the same time, it's like, yeah, the original Vader was very, very good at his performance and his, the way he acted.
Yeah.
Physically.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, something we often overlook, but he did a wonderful job. So we, our thoughts are with his family, and we thank him for his contribution to the Star Wars.
Now one with the Force.
Yes, he is now one with the Force. So yes. Bet Frankie puts the cosplay back fast. Ahsoka hugging Kenobi. Oh, stop it with that beard. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. We had a blast preparing for this stream and having this stream and watching this episode. And this was one of those episodes that just got me really excited about Star Wars again. So, yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us and chatting with us, and like brainstorming ideas with us. I think that's one of my favorite parts of when we do the streams is like hearing everybody's ideas. Like, okay, what other crazy theory can we throw out, So,
that is one of my favorite things with any show or any kind of thing is like, there's the joke about, subverting expectations or something going on around it. But it's like, I'm always love that when they can, it's like, okay, this is the obvious thing they're going to do.
Yeah.
What if they do something else? Like, I'm always like looking, what if they would just switch it up? I'm always looking for that. So,
yeah.
Like that, I'm expecting Luke or, somebody we know, but what if they surprise us with somebody we also know but hasn't been introduced yet?
Yeah.
It's like somebody from Legends, maybe. So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. We're excited to see what's going to happen. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, for hanging out with us. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I will be back on Monday on YouTube, streaming Old Republic, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, if you guys want to join me. Inspector, what do you have up this week?
Same, like, I've got Mandalorian reactions, I've got my other show reactions. Doctor Who is coming back next month.
I saw you uploaded your trailer, the trailer reaction. I was like, I didn't even know.
Yeah, the trailer just came out today, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll react to that. And it looks good. I'm excited for this episode.
Oh, cool. All right, I guess I'll have to watch that as well. So, all right. So, thank you guys for watching. Everybody, be happy, be well, be safe, and yeah, everybody have a great week, and we will see you all in the next stream. Bye, everyone.
Take care. See you there. Bye bye.
May the Force be with you.
Always.